Hello everyone, welcome to another shoe video. Yes, another one. I have too many shoes, as you probably think. I do wear all of them, so I don't know, is that too many shoes or do I just like to cycle them through? Probably too many shoes. Anyway, today we're going to do a pair of winklepickers. They're 1960, that's the sort of style. And they came in this lovely purpley plum box. Robert Burnside. So they're called Johnny's, Samurai Melagrano, and they're in size 40. So I got these through eBay probably about 7 or 8 years ago, if not longer. I don't think I have the receipt inside them, but inside the box. But let's have a look. And there they are. Look at these gorgeous little things. So we'd call them now Pikes, but my mum always called them winklepickers, and they're called winklepickers in this brand, so winklepickers they are. And that's because they're so pointy they could pick a winkle, which I think is a shellfish, like an oyster or a mussel. Like a mussel, I think, but smaller. That's what I understood. But I've never really looked it up, so I don't know. If you know what a winkle is, let me know in the comments. Not in a rude way, in the actual biological, in the seafood way. Anyway, so this is them. And let me pull them out of the box and I'll show you what they look like. Oh, just before I do, when they came with this little brochure. There we go. And it came with a satin shoebox with the brand on the thing in a nice little label. So yeah, as you can see, I haven't used the bag because when I wear them I put them back in the box. But that's that. Hold on a sec. And here they are. So you can see I've worn them, but they're really lovely cherry red. Cherry red? Pillowbox red? Probably more a pillowbox red. And they've got most amazing purple lining. Well, I love that. I love the purple lining. I keep a little stuffing in there to keep the points nice and full. It has 2 buckles, as you can see there. Just a plain buckle, nothing too fancy. Sort of like a burnished steel grey, that sort of colour. And they've got a little heel, not a Cuban heel, just a little straight heel. And I've actually had them resoled. So they originally had that type of sole, this purpley leather sole, but I was wearing through them at the tips and I wanted them, there we go, you can see there they're a bit worn at the tip and they're a bit worn now where I wear them. And so my wonderful hubby, for a Christmas present, got them resold for me. So a whole new, well, they're the original heel soles, 1960. Made in Italy. Oh, I didn't know they were made in Italy. There we go. So they're Italian. There we go. But I got the top half of these resoled with a new grippy sole. And that's giving them a lot more wear. So there we go. That's the back of them with a nice little seam to give it a lovely little cupping of the heel. And they come up into an ankle. They don't have any lacing. They just have the 2 straps. Again, purple leather on the lining. Purple leather, which looks to me like it's the actual brand colour, because if you have a look, that matches almost perfectly. So I would say this is the Robert Burns colour, is this wonderful plum. So this is what they look like. There we go. You've got a bit of wear and wrinkling because I wear them a lot, especially in winter, because they're leather, so they protect my feet. They're really comfortable, and yeah, I wouldn't be without these little guys. These are fabulous, and it was such a good buy when I got them on eBay. They were brand new on eBay, but they were selling them through eBay. Let me put them on and I'll show you what they look like on. And here they are on my feet. So you can see that the tips are still wearing a bit. You can see that there. That's just the way I walk, so I'll have to keep an eye on them, and I might even have to get a steel tip put on them. But that's how they sit. They sit just above the ankle. There's my ankle bone right in there, about there. And so they sit, if you have a look at the tattoo, they sit quite low. So they're really great. They're really functional, and they're really useful for skirts, short skirts and long skirts, tights, socks. They slip on really nicely. They don't have a lot of work to put them on in the first place. And the two buckles cinch in just nice enough. Got a little bit of gapping at the ankle, but nothing too bad. And that's what I look like. There it is to my S of my snake, my dragoness brooch. There we are. Nice little heel. So yeah, they're a really comfortable shoe. I love them. But as I said, I've had them 7, 8, maybe even 9 years. And I feed them. They probably need another feeding because it's the end of summer. But I feed them at the end of summer and at the end of winter with leather protection. And there we are. There you have it. There's another video. I hope you... get rid of this. There we are. I hope you enjoyed this one. And let me know in the comments if you've got your own pair of winkle pickers or red shoes or your favourite pair of shoes. This is probably one of my favourite pairs that I go to a lot because I wear a lot of red as a feature to my black clothing. So there we go. 1960 winkle pickers. Yeah. I hope you're having a good time. Look after your feet, look after your health, look after everything in between your feet and your head. And until next time, bye everybody. Bye. Bye.